In this episode, I'm going to walk you through 8 ways to work with the upcoming Lionsgate portal on August 8th. So, at the time that I'm recording this podcast will be released on Tuesday, August 6th. And 2 days later, we will be in the 8/8 Lionsgate portal. And you can continue to work with this in case you're not catching this podcast on this week. We'll continue to be in this energy to integrate it through the 22nd of August. And even if we're not in that time period, as you hear this, listen in because you can use these 8, as I call them, very practical ways to work with energy to really deepen your connection to your own abundance and alignment at any given time. I wanted to time it along with this because I just think that energy is here in particular to support us. So I get a lot of questions sometimes when I talk about things like the Lionsgate portal, like what is it really? Help me understand. And so I really wanted to break this down and make it simple. So before we dive in, I just want to say welcome. You are listening to the Live Your Yes Life podcast. My name is Lisa Liimatta. I will be your host for today. You will notice if you tune into this podcast quite often, I share the opportunity of hosting this podcast with my daughter and my business partner, Kayla. We are the co-founders of Rise Leadership Circle, and I'm so excited that you're joining us today. You can come back each week and you can catch channeled thoughts, discussions, and interviews on what it takes to go from dreaming and wishing to actively living your yes life. And of course, when we're talking about living your yes life, we have to talk about aligning with the energy of abundance, manifestation, and how to really practically integrate your goals and your visions and your desires for your life. So let's talk about the Lionsgate. So first off, let me just start by telling you what it is. If you've probably heard of it, there's kind of a lot of buzz around it lately, but I wanted to just break it down in a really simple way. So the Lionsgate is a time when the earth and the sun and the star called Sirius are all in a particular alignment in the sky. And this happens every year while the sun is in the zodiac sign of Leo. So that's where the Lionsgate, the name the Lionsgate comes from. Now, the star Sirius is also known as our spiritual sun. So there's different significance. Some of it is astrological, some of it is spiritual, and I'll just touch on a couple of things to give you an understanding of what I'm talking about. So of course, as I just said, the portal occurs during the sun's passage through Leo, and Leo is associated with courage, our creativity, our self-expression. Leo is actually ruled by the sun, and so it also symbolizes personal power, our connection to the heart. And that's what makes this time so ideal for really focusing on your own self-empowerment, stepping into your authentic alignment. So let's kind of dive in a little bit and talk just a little bit about some of the energetic and the spiritual aspects. So spiritually speaking, the alignment is believed to open a cosmic portal that allows high frequency energies to flow between the physical earth plane and the spiritual realms. So it's believed that this energy can facilitate spiritual awakening, heightened intuition, and even just give you greater access into higher consciousness. A lot of people use this time for setting intentions, manifesting goals, and it's said that this portal is really a powerful time to amplify not only our personal desires, but our collective desires as well. And a powerful period for releasing old patterns, perhaps embracing positive change that you want to make in your life, or just opening yourself up to new possibilities. So I want to talk about why I love to work with these energies. And it's because I believe that the energy is here, whether we choose to tap into it or not. It's kind of like, we definitely hear people talk about it's a full moon. Like if you ever talk to, say, doctors and nurses who work in an emergency room or police officers who will say, wow, you can really tell it's a full moon, or must be a full moon, things are getting crazy, right? It's a time that a lot of people will just tune in and be like, wow, what's going on? The energy is crazy. And so that's a place that people can relate to the fact that whether we're tuned in or not, whether we know it's a full moon or we know it's a Lionsgate portal, that energy is there. We're all affected by the planetary movements in the sky. And we can sort of tune out and be completely unaware of it, or we can decide to give it a meaning. So I believe that as humans, we are meaning makers, right? And as humans who have free will, it like we have the amazing opportunity to work with the energy that's available to us. And I really believe that, even though sometimes if you do follow astrology, and even if you don't, I feel like keep listening, because there are things here that you can tune into. We can decide the meaning that we want to give it, right? So you can decide right now, like, what meaning do I want to give it? Is this a day that I want to make significant for me, and in what way? So I'm here to just guide you, to give you some practical ideas, but by all means, take this and create your own intention, because one of the greatest gifts we have is the power of our own intention to create the life that we really want to live. So I'm going to, as I said, give you these 8 practical ways, and let's just talk a little bit about the date 8/8. So you guys know I love me some numerology. I think it is a beautiful tool to help us understand ourselves and the world better. So in numerology, the number 8 represents abundance, power, balance, infinity, and infinite potential. It also represents the flow of energy. And you can really see how all of these significant things line up to give us an opportunity to deepen into connecting with our own ability for greater abundance. And I think it's a beautiful time to think about embodying all of your highest potential and all that you want to step into. There's also some historical perspective to this as well. For those of you who love some history, this goes all the way back to ancient Egypt, when the rising of Sirius was a very significant time. When the star Sirius would rise in the sky, it marked the beginning of the flood season for the Nile River, and this was associated with fertility and renewal. The Egyptians saw Sirius as a divine star that was connected to the goddess Isis, and very much represented a time of rebirth and that divine feminine energy. So for a lot of people, this is a time to really step into their own spiritual practices and connections as well. So let's talk about, I'm going to give you 8 ways, and I wanted these ways to be super practical for you to connect with this energy. So number 1 is to utilize this day or this time. It doesn't have to be on 8/8, as I said. You can use this at any time, but you may want to just tap into the energy that's available to you now. So number 1, use this as a time for greater self-discovery and self-reflection. One of the most powerful things we can do as humans is to take time to reflect, to unplug from all of the information that is coming to us at any given time, all of the outside influence, and actually just, turn our gaze within and look at what's going on inside of our own hearts and inside of our own minds. I think that the Lion's Gate gives us an opportunity to really explore our inner truth and our own inner alignment on a deeper level. You might connect with yourself and deepen into, do you feel aligned with your purpose? Do you feel like you're operating from this sense of truth to your own heart? Or is there a space where you're feeling out of alignment? So notice if you're using, something like social media, or this even could be a food or a drink, where you're sort of buffering out, where you're trying to avoid feeling something or experiencing or thinking about something. Notice where you're experiencing frustration, right? These are powerful things to look at when you self-reflect, and using this energy can really tap you in quickly to the insight of how you might be ready to shift. I feel like this is a period in time that supports us to take bold steps towards our dreams, towards our heart-centered wisdom. So that was number 1. Number 2 is use this energy to connect to your dreams and your bigger vision. Tap into your own spiritual connection, God, source, whatever your belief system is, and invite in that guidance and wisdom to help you tap into your big vision, to really who you came to be in this lifetime. And I know that if you're listening to this podcast, you are someone who has a big vision. Allow yourself to have some quiet time. Maybe you sit in nature and you journal, or maybe, you could create a vision board, or you could simply, sit in a meditation and visualize what you're calling in. But take some time to reconnect back to your dreams, your vision, or maybe it's a time to dream a new dream right now. Number 3, set clear intentions. This goes back to what I said in the beginning, is you get to decide what you want to make this energy mean. So it's a beautiful time to set very clear intentions for your life, for your health, for your relationships, for your money, for your goals. Set intentions during this time. Write down what it is that you want to receive, that you want to manifest in your life, and be really specific. Notice whether your dreams are related to your own personal growth and evolution, whether you're desiring greater spiritual development or another step in your career or your financial wealth. You might even, create some affirmations that you can use during this time and beyond to really help you step into that. But be very clear and set those intentions about who you want to be and what you want to create in your life. Number 4, this is a beautiful time to explore your own creative expression, whatever that is like for you. Maybe you're someone who loves to paint and you haven't picked up a paintbrush in a long time. Maybe you, like me, you're a coach and you love to write, and that's your creativity. It could be music, writing, art, any creative outlet. Maybe it's decorating your home, right? Take this time to just allow your creativity to flow freely and without judging yourself. Notice what you feel drawn toward or tapped into. This is a beautiful time to try something new in your creativity. Maybe for the first time, you want to pick up a camera and, take some photos and learn how to take beautiful photos or edit photos. Maybe there's a new hobby, something that sparks your joy and your curiosity. Because when you do this, you're opening up these beautiful new pathways for inspiration and for growth. Number 5, a great way to work with this energy is to spend some time outside connected with nature. Anything that, grounds you to the earth, whether you're just sitting on the lawn in your front yard or you're sitting by the water's edge, as I love to do, enjoying a sunset. You could practice earthing, which is like walking barefoot on the grass or on the sand, because it helps to ground you deeply into the earth's energy. Maybe you want to, get outside, and this is where you want to do your visioning, as I said before. But, make some time for you to just be unplugged, completely off of your phone. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb and allow yourself to just receive. Get some sunlight. Number 6 is align with your heart. Align with your heart. And this is why I say this. What I mean by align with your heart is I want you to ask yourself, are you ready to fully embody your highest potential? Where is your heart calling you to go? Those big dreams, those big visions, they're designed to help you become more of who you're meant to be. If you've listened to this podcast for a while, I think I say this to you on every episode, right? They're designed to pull you into your highest potential, your highest timeline for this lifetime. And so the portal to that is your heart. It's the inner wisdom. It's your inner intuition that is always asking you to become more. And so when you align to your heart, it shows you what does not serve you, what needs to fall away. In order to step into your highest potential for this lifetime, it's going to require you to become the greatest version of yourself. And this is not necessarily, right, the easiest journey that we could take. It asks us to look at anywhere that we're out of alignment with our truth. So spend some time just tapping into that inner wisdom of your heart. And the way that I love to do this is to drop out of my head. Sometimes I just imagine like I'm on an elevator, leaving my mind, going into my heart space. And if for you it's finding your way, you might meditate, you might journal, you might simply connect in with your divine wisdom, where it's the part of you that is not connected to any fear, right? It's the part of you that only knows love. And so because your heart is not connected to any fear, it will show you your greatest dreams because it's not stopped by the what ifs or the doubts that our mind sometimes has. So this brings me to number 7, which is release and let go. When you align to your heart, it's going to automatically show you what are you ready to release, what limiting beliefs are currently preventing you from being all that you want to be. And this could be something like you write them down on a piece of paper and you do a release ritual, right? Where you tear it up and throw it away. You could light it on fire into a glass bowl or a garbage container or something like that, right? But the symbolic act of releasing, even if you identify one thing in this portal that you are ready to let go of, to move beyond, it will make a significant difference. And then the last thing that you can do in a very practical way is connect with your community in some way. Maybe you have a friend who wants to take on one of these activities with you. And by all means, I am not saying to do all 8. I'm saying find your way, choose one way to connect in this energy that feels good for you. You could connect with, there are a lot of Lionsgate portal ceremonies happening. If that speaks to you, you could simply connect with a friend. You could connect in prayer or meditation. Or maybe you could create your own ritual, something you want to do that feels really good, where it's like a goal setting ritual or a releasing ritual. It's performing and anything that's like clears your own energy, releases any pent up emotions. And when we can do that connected with a friend, with another person, or in community, I feel like it just amplifies and it's even more powerful. So there you go. There is 8 ways that you can work with this energy during Lionsgate and beyond. So whenever you tap into this, trust that you can tap into any of these things to significantly shift in a positive and powerful direction. If you love this episode, please do subscribe so you never miss. Make sure that you share it with a friend who needed to hear this. And also, if you are not already in our private Facebook group, it's called Live Your Yes Life for Heart-Centered Leaders. I will link it below. Please come and join us. Every single month, Kayla and I do powerful masterclasses where we pop in once a month. Actually, we more than that, we're there almost once a week with a live episode, but we do these sort of longer master classes once a month now inside of the group. And upcoming, and if you're listening to this in real time in August, I'm going to be doing a master class called How to Master Your Life Path. So we're going to tap in a little bit to your life path in numerology, and we're really going to talk about how to master walking with your purpose and what it really means to do that. So if that inspires you, make sure that you're inside the group. As I said, click the link below, and I hope that you have a wonderful Lionsgate, and I will see you next time.